Riding through the bayou, heading for the sky blue, back out on the trail again and again. Hiking and hunting and fishing the land, time is time well spent. We'll take you to the delta, down to the great wide shore. There's so much to see and do, Mississippi outdoors. Mississippi outdoors.
The great outdoors.
Welcome to Mississippi Outdoors. I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Kevin Meacham. Thanks for joining us.
In our first story, we're headed to Yazoo County.
The Outdoors crew is following a first-time turkey hunter on his quest for a big gobbler.
Let's go.
Melvin would have been proud. Hey, this is John Hornback. We're here turkey hunting with Mississippi Outdoors in Yazoo County. The weather's been bad, but it's looking good today, and it's cooled off a little bit. And what you think about it, Brian?
Man, it's gonna be clear. They're gonna be talking. I can't wait.
Let's do it. Where we're headed now, they've been pitching down and kind of going away from us, so we've got a plan if they try that this morning. We've seen more turkeys this year probably than we ever have, so that's encouraging. I got into turkey hunting later in life. It was in high school. I was 16, 17 years old before I really got into it. Guy gave me my first call. It was a box call. Got to where I was comfortable enough to, to use it. Felt like I could kill a bird, and went out first hunt on my uncle's place in the Delta and got my first turkey, and I've been hooked ever since. I like everything about it, from going out there and hearing the woods coming alive, and the birds start gobbling, the owls hooting, every bit of it.
That's worth getting up in the mornings to hear that, boy. We were up here one morning, and they wouldn't gobble at the owl, the crow, or anything. And a logging truck comes by, and that Jake brake, bah, 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 bah.
This year was the best we've ever seen. Hens and gobblers, numbers were up, and that was very encouraging. And it has seemed to get better and better over the past 5 or 6 years. As long as we continue to manage things the way that we're doing it, I expect it to improve. We're seeing more hens every year and gobblers as well. The Department of Wildlife and Fisheries and Parks is doing a fantastic job. We got here to the place in Yazoo County, and about 5:30, started walking down a logging road, and we had a bird gobbling. So we're trying to get closer and closer, and we actually ended up bumping that turkey. He flew off down into a bottom, but we had 3 turkeys gobble on a ridge back behind us. We were calling, turkeys were calling back and forth, and they started coming towards us. I looked over at Jeremy Bass, and he had his gun pointed straight up in the air like that, and I'm looking over him doing like this because I could see the turkeys coming out on the edge of the feed plot. And then he sees them. You can see his eyes get real big and everything. But I guess he felt like he couldn't move, so he kept his gun up. And the turkeys got about 60 yards out, And I could hear Scooter in the background going, shoot, shoot, shoot. And I said, well, all right. So I lined up, shot. Turkey went up in the air, flopped down, said, hey, that's it, you know, that's it. So got up, took off running over to the turkey and got with about 10 feet of the turkey, and he took off running off into the thicket. And anyway, that's just part of turkey hunting. We looked for the bird, but didn't find it until 3 days later. We found it in a food plot, and so I was able to get the spurs and all that. So it worked out.
We watched him, what, 400 yards probably?
Yeah,
Ran right across that field.
it was a monster too. That's turkey hunting. But that's usually when you knock them down like that, you find them, especially with
Can't wait
TSS.
to talk to Joseph.
I didn't miss. That's a fact. We're gonna head up this hill here and take a left and see if we can get on a late bird. We got some food plots up here. Had birds on camera during deer season, so we're hoping to get on another one. Maybe we can get Mr. Bass or Mr. Roach on one. I've shot mine.
But he's carrying a shotgun.
What I learned from that experience was you don't shoot at one that's 60 yards out. Look, I was using TSS. It should have happened, but you know it didn't. But we did find the bird 3 days later, so that's all that matters. Probably the best hunt I've ever had was when my son John Parker got in on his first real turkey hunt. I will always remember that. He was sitting in my lap. We had a turkey gobbling. It was coming up a ridge straight to us, gobbling. I was watching him hold his gun, and it was going around like in a circular pattern like that. And I'm like, there's no way he's going to hit this turkey. But the last second, he lined up, fired, and dropped it, and he ran down to it. And I mean, it was awesome. When he was sitting in my lap, his heart was just pounding, you know, it was great. It was great. By far the best hunt I've ever had. And I've had some really good hunts.
Those 4 trees right there, good? 4 trees.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a week and a half later. This time we were for sure like, all right, we're gonna get Jeremy Bass on this first turkey. So we're on the same logging road, heading back to pretty much where we had hunted before. But the turkeys, they started gobbling on a food plot prior to that. Brian Roach was master caller. He always stayed farther back and did the calling and did a beautiful job of it. He always does. I started trying to kind of walk Jeremy through what was going to happen because I knew where the turkeys were going to come, and they came right up the road where I told them they were going to come. And one came out, popped up right in front of him about 47 yards, I think we walked it off, and the other one was a little further back, and he wasn't acting right. I was on him, and Jeremy was on the other turkey, and I just looked at him and said, "Are you going to shoot?" He shot and rolled it. I mean, it was awesome. His first turkey. We loved it. It was great. I think he was in shock. He couldn't believe that it happened and it happened that fast.
Textbook.
Is that a good first turkey or what?
So we got a bird.
Your first bird.
That's
This
right.
would be my first bird, I have to admit. So this is our second attempt at this hunt. The first attempt went really well. We had a couple of birds, or 3 birds, come out on us. And then what we did is we came out there here, I think it's been about 3 weeks, a couple of storms in Mississippi have come through. Unnaturally cool today. A little light breeze, but we decided to come out here and try it, and it worked out just fine. We had 2 birds come up this dim road ridge right here, and as we were coming up, they tracked us and saw a little bit of movement, so they turned around and started coming back the other way, and we just lined one up and got them down.
It was textbook.
I wouldn't say it's textbook, but the calling was textbook.
Man, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a heck of a first turkey.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you offering your property. I appreciate you allowing us to come out and shoot this on Mississippi Outdoors, and
Great morning.
it's been a great morning,
Now you owe me a fishing trip.
guaranteed.
Nice bird. Inch and a quarter.
What you think about it, bro?
You know, I've been hunting and fishing all my life, and this is the first time I've actually taken a gobbler, and I tell you what, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. The excitement, the calling, the morning, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
He has called and thanked me, I can't tell you how many times, and he will remember that hunt for the rest of his life, there's no doubt about it.
Well, we have our good days and better days. When I find myself outdoors, those are the better days.
For over 85 years, Mississippi Outdoors magazine has served as a guide to the many outdoor adventures within the Magnolia State. The magazine consists of up-to-date information related to conservation, outdoor recreation, fishing, and hunting. Subscriptions to the magazine are very inexpensive, and when you subscribe, you'll receive 6 bi-monthly issues that contain wildlife photography and salooner tables. To subscribe, call our toll-free number at 1-888-874-5785.
Practice makes perfect. Enjoy our whole range of options.
In our next story, we're headed to Lawrence County.
We're going bass fishing in the name of doing research on Byhala Creek.
Those baits are expensive, so.
Hey folks, we've got a really neat show for you today. We're in Lawrence County at Byhala Creek, and we're going to be piggybacking on some research that the Fisheries Bureau has been doing, looking at spotted bass populations in these small wadable creeks. We've got Ryan Jones fishing with us today, Scotty Jones, myself, and Matt Roberts. And our goal is to go out here, wade the stream, wade the creek, and catch as many spotted bass as we can, and we'll mark them.
So we're carrying out what's known as a mark recapture survey. And mark recapture is just a tool that biologists use to estimate the size of fish and wildlife populations. So basically, we've been out here a couple times before. We've marked some fish. We're gonna go back out this time and look at how many fish that we marked previously that we recapture this time. If you go out and you encounter a large number of fish that we marked last time, chances are it's a small population. If we go out and we're catching a lot of new fish, then this is a bigger population with some fish out there that we haven't met yet. we've got a hole punch. We'll take this with the captured fish and we're gonna mark the tail fin of the bass that we catch. Now we're splitting into two teams. We've got a team upstream and we've got a team downstream. Team upstream is gonna mark the fish on the upper lobe of the tail fin, and team downstream is gonna mark the lower lobe of the tail fin. If we come back next time and team downstream catches a fish that was marked in the upper lobe of the tail fin, well, that fish has migrated from where we caught it last time. That just gives us a little bit of insight on fish movement. I never catch fish this close to the bridge going this way. I reckon it's the four-wheelers. He's on, fish on, but he's also snagged.
That was close combat, wasn't it?
What's that?
Close combat.
Unfortunately, this is a largemouth here.
Non-target.
On a spotted bass, I'd tend to see below this dark line going horizontally down the fish. I'd also see smaller lines below that are made up of little black dots going down the side. And the largemouth will lack that.
Oh, if you close your mouth, and that jaw, that mandible right there, the jawbone extends back past the corner of the eye, the back of the eye, it's a largemouth. The spot's going to be about halfway. It's not going to extend as far back. That is the target species. Spotted bass. We're going to make sure it hadn't been punched, which it hadn't. I'm going to mark this fish, the bottom of his tail. Bottom of his, look at there.
You see, oh, it's a hole punch.
See it?
Okay.
So we know when we come back, we'll be able to tell if that fish has been caught again. Throw it back, and hopefully come back and get him next time and record him as a recap. Look at there, number one, right there.
And those baits are expensive, so.
Gotta approach that. When we come fishing, you know, these wadeable streams, wadeable creeks, normally one of us will start with a spinnerbait or a buzz bait, and the other one will start with some kind of plastic. Matt's throwing a Texas rig or a shaky head, plastic, fishing a little slower than I am, and I'm just throwing a 3/16 ounce, quarter ounce spinnerbait. This is pretty basic, 6'6", medium heavy rock hole rod. 5'6", 6 foot will probably work just as good. You know, the shorter the better probably. But this is, I like the action on this rock hole, so this is what I chose to use today. And we'll keep throwing this spinnerbait, and we may change to some plastic if we have to, but I hope they keep eating this spinnerbait. Good spotted bass. No? Yeah, that's a spot. You know, this is an average size spot. It probably weighs 3/4 of a pound. Just a load of fun to catch while you're wading these creeks. And that's one reason we were out here looking at the population numbers to see what kind of fishing pressure these populations could support. Again, we're gonna mark him right there. Got the hole punch, got him marked downstream. He's going right back over where I caught him. Fish number 2. Get him.
Jerry caught a nice largemouth on this stretch last time.
Fish?
Yep. That's gotta be a sunfish.
This bait's called the Nico Helgramite, and it's on an 1/8 ounce owner rugby jig head. In those instances where the bait's down and you got little crevices that you might get snagged in with a skinnier jig head, that football shape, instead of going down in the crevice, that'll sit on top of it. And I just don't get snagged as often. The Helgramite is the larval form of the Dobson fly. And those larvae are aquatic and tend to hang out in areas where there's current. I'm switching to a little bit larger of a bait with some chartreuse color, thinking maybe that'll make the bait more visible.
Who caught that?
Scotty, on a spinner bait.
Spotted bass. Both the largemouth and the spotted bass have this solid line going horizontally down the fish. And the spotted bass also will have these thinner lines down below that are made up of individual dots. And we're on the downstream team, so we're marking the lower lobe. Just one punch, he's marked, he's gonna go back in.
I don't know if I can take me more of those kind of strikes when I'm not expecting it. Now that will be the lunker of the day, maybe. Maybe I will keep throwing the buzz bait. No mark, spotted bass. Downstream mark. And there he goes, right back over there. Hopscotch again.
Hey, how's he supposed to get that on camera if you say that?
We don't want to hear fish on camera.
Lower lobe of the tail fin punched. Nice mark there, and let's get him back. So this is a long ear sunfish. Real pretty with those neon blue streaks down there.
Nope. Spotted. Spotted. Spotted bass. Nope, nope, don't you do it. We gotta put a hole in you. Matt, come here. You think this fish has been marked? I mean, it's not a hole, but he's got something going on the lower part of his fin.
Yeah, I think that was a mark right there.
So I'm gonna record him as a recap and mark him again.
He's the first recap of the day.
And mark him, just one?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. He's got me wound up. Pretty large mouth. A lot of work there. Spotted bass. See you, buddy. We've had a great day today on Byhala Creek here in Lawrence County, and we're gonna get these fish marked in the bottom of their tail fin and get them released. If you're looking to have a good time, pick up some light gear, put yourself on an old pair of tennis shoes, and the next time you find yourself outdoors, maybe you can catch some spotted bass like this.
Hey, that's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for sharing your time with us as we continue to take part in this great sport of hunting and fishing right here in Mississippi.
Join us again next time for more exciting adventures. Until then, I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Kevin Meacham.
See you outdoors.
Riding through the bayou, heading for the sky blue, back out on the trail again and again. Hiking and hunting and fishing the land, time is time well spent. We'll take you to the delta, down to the great wide shore. There's so much to see and do, Mississippi outdoors. Mississippi outdoors.
The great outdoors.